Hey guys, Dalton, Weisz, strength coach at Sanford Power Bismarck. With me I got Candy.
Hey guys, I'm the return performance specialist here at Sanford Power.
And today we're going to kind of talk about some ways you can change up your at-home workouts. Traditionally there's 3 ways you can improve and get stronger. Usually that's volume, doing more reps, intensity, moving heavier weight or moving it faster, and tempo, the duration or the way you hold it. Today we're going to be touching on kind of the hold aspect and the tempo aspect, talking on some isometrics. First up, we're going to talk about long duration isometrics, or referring to the training system and more commonly known as extreme isometrics. The goal with this movement is to pull yourself into a maximal joint angle and to hold that position. Okay, some included benefits of this are going to be joint and tendon health, increased localized muscular endurance, increased work capacity and hypertrophy, increased strength in 15 degrees above and below the joint angle that is held, a decrease in muscular compensation patterns, and the best thing is this can be easily repeated because there's minimal soreness accompanied with it. Okay, first up we're going to go over the isometric lunge. So Candy here's going to demonstrate for us. Okay, you're going to get in a lunge position. The goal with this is you want that rear knee underneath the hip. Okay, that front foot, you might have a slight positive shin angle. Just make sure we don't have a negative shin angle. Okay, the key with this is we're using our hamstring on the lead foot to pull ourselves into knee flexion, and this rear foot is trying to pull the carpet up to that lead foot. Okay, the whole time we're trying to keep our ribs stacked over our hips, keeping tension in the hamstrings, hip flexor, and glutes. Okay, next up guys, we're going to go to an isometric push-up. Okay, you're going to want to stack some plates, books, or any other item you have lying around your house. Okay, so first we're going to go down, get in a nice push-up position. Okay, get the core tight, tucking your hips under your ribs. Okay, your goal is to pull and lower yourself down using your biceps and your lats as if you should be trying to lift your hands off that elevated surface. Okay, we're trying to lengthen the pecs, pull with your biceps, pull with your lats. Okay, if you need to regress this, you can go to your knees, set up the same exact way, hips in line with the ribs, using the biceps and lats to pull yourself down as if we're trying to lift our hands off that elevated surface. Okay, next up guys is overcoming isometrics. The goal with these is you're attempting to move an immovable object by placing maximal force against it. Okay, a couple benefits with these are going to be increased muscular force production, increased muscle fiber recruitment, and an improved neural drive and rate of firing. Okay guys, first up for our overcoming isometrics, we're going to be getting into a split squat. For this, you're going to need a towel, a band, or anything you can stand on and pull against. Okay, so in this particular case, we have a towel. You're going to put the towel on the ground out in front of you. You're going to stand on it with a lead foot in a split squat position. Okay, a couple of position things we want when we're setting up is we want a slightly positive shin angle. We want our ribs stacked over our hips. Okay, you're going to ready to go. Okay, you're pushing the arch of your lead foot as hard as you can through the floor. While you're doing this, you should have tension in your hamstrings, glutes, core, and upper back. Next up for our overcoming isometrics, we're going to get into more of a push exercise. All you're going to need is a wall here. So you're going to turn and face the wall, get in a 2-point position going heel to toe with the feet, fall forward into the wall with your arms slightly bent. Biggest thing with our setup here is we want to make sure we're not arching our back here. So to correct that, you're going to tilt your hips and pull them up to your ribs, getting your core involved. When we're ready, we're going to push as hard as we can through the feet, all the way through the hands. Ready, go. Okay, from here, I'm putting force in the ground at my feet, traveling through my legs, getting my core involved, pushing with my pecs, finishing through the arms. Our goal here is to knock the wall over. Okay, just a quick summary to recap what we covered in this video. First off, our long duration isometrics, more commonly known as our extreme isometrics. Okay, the goal of those are to use muscular tension to pull yourself in a position that has maximal joint angles. Okay, some benefits using long duration isometrics include joint tendon health, improved local muscular endurance, increased work capacity. It helps reduce muscular compensation patterns. Okay, there's little to minimal soreness doing long duration isometrics. The exercises we used in this video, first off, were the lunge. Okay, you want to step back into a lunge position. That rear knee wants to be underneath the hip. That front foot is going to be in a slight positive shin angle. Okay, we want to use the cue pulling the floor together. We do this by using that lead hamstring. Okay, you're pulling that knee into flexion while that rear hip That rear glute is forcing you into hip extension. Okay, we're pulling together. Okay, we want to make sure we're not just eccentrically riding that lead quad, slowly falling. Okay, that lead hamstring has to pull the foot back into knee flexion. Okay, second exercise we went over was the push-up. Remember, you're going to elevate your hands using books, plates, whatever you can do to elevate those hands at home. Okay, get the core involved, set your hips to your ribs. You want to pull with your biceps and your lats, creating that shortened position there and really lengthening at the pec. Okay, the second variation we covered in the video today was our overcoming isometrics. The goal with those is you are attempting to move an immovable object by placing maximum force against it. Okay, benefits with this are going to be an improved neural drive, okay, rate of firing, how fast can you maximally contract all your muscles, improved muscle fiber recruitment, okay, how many fibers can you use to help you do a job, and an improved concentric force production. Okay, the exercises we used in the video were split squat. You can stand on a towel, you can stand on a band, okay, but you're gonna get in that split squat position, rear knee underneath the hip, ribs stacked over the hips, okay, you have a slight positive shin angle. Okay, when you're going, you're gonna posture up by pulling the shoulder blades down and back, pushing the arch of your foot as hard as you can through the floor, okay? We gotta make sure we have tension in the hamstrings, the glute, the core, okay? And you're trying to push your foot as hard as you can through the floor. Second exercise we used was the wall push, okay? Setting up, we wanna get in that 2-point position as if we were about to sprint, okay? Heel to toe. You're gonna fall into the wall by flexing at the ankles, hit the wall with a slight bend in our arms, okay? Set up by pulling your hips to your ribs, keeping the core engaged. You're gonna start by pushing your feet into the ground behind you as hard as you can. Okay, we want that tension going through the feet, through the legs, up through the core, get through the pecs, and then finishing finally through the hands as if you were trying to push the wall over. Okay, lastly, we gotta cover our how, when, where, and why we would do these different variations of isometric. Okay, first for our long duration isometric, your goal should be, as long as the key is you have intent with the movement, okay? So intent being you're pulling into position, like our lunge, you're pulling the floor together as hard as you can, okay? You can work up for 2 to 5 minutes in the various position. If you're doing a lunge, you wanna make sure you finish the hold on your right leg before going to your left leg. So if I'm trying to get 2 minutes on my right leg, I don't wanna do 30 right, 30 left, 30 right, etc. to your left, okay? I wanna finish all 2 minutes on my right leg before I move to my left leg. Okay, vice versa, if you're trying to condition more of kind of an anaerobic energy system, you can go hold for 10 seconds, relax 10 seconds, hold, maximal intent 10 seconds, and kind of repeat that for 10 rounds. For our overcoming isometrics, okay, these pair very nicely with any kind of power exercises, okay? So anything for post-activation potentiation. So if I want to do a split squat, okay, I'm gonna hold that as hard and push into the ground as hard as I can for 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna go pair it something with like a splitter, any kind of jump, a med ball throw, anything like that that's trying to take advantage of that increased neural drive, rate of firing, and that fiber recruitment.